Radio frequency identification chips in credit cards. In times of fear and uncertainty amid the coronavirus pandemic, everyone has been more cautious in the way that they take care of themselves and the way that they take care of the ones around them. One of these ways that they do that is by having a RFID or radio frequency identification chip in their credit cards. We might have thought to ourselves, what is a radio frequency identification chip? What does it look like? Or have never even heard of the name. But it is what makes us able to pay contactlessly by running or tapping the card onto the reader and getting it read. The patent for the RFID chip was made by Jeffrey D. Mullen and Claudia Bruce in 2017, although they had already been introduced to the American people and now over millions of them are using them as their main form of payment. I got this information by Health and Medicine Week 2019. The purpose of my speech is to inform you about the RFID chips in credit cards. I will be informing you about how they function, how they are convenient, and how they can cause skepticism. First of all, I will show you how they function. The purpose of an RFID chip is to be able to transfer the information from the credit card onto the credit card reader with a tap, and in seconds get a approved or a denied transaction. They are relatively new considering they have only been around for the past 15 years, but they are using radio frequency technology in order to transfer the information from the card onto the reader using a passive tag. The card comes with a passive tag and the card reader comes with an active tag, and together they are able to transfer information. Without one or the other, that will not be able to happen. I got this information from Appalachian Journal of Law 2011 by Condon. They work within a short amount of range, usually a few inches, in order to keep the information safe while they are transferring information, and they are only able to read one card at a time. And as you can see on this right hand corner, there is a blue Visa card, and this sideways Wi-Fi symbol is what the RFID chip, and when you tap it, it reads the card. So now that we know about the function, let's look at how the RFID chip is convenient. Nowadays, when we go to any store, they have RFID chip enabled readers, and they can use them instead of handing the card over to the cashier or inserting or swiping the card. And this is all done by one single tap. As you can see, the girl in the picture, she's just tapping the card and it is automatically getting read, and she's getting an approved or denied transaction. I got this information by Information Week 2005. My credit card is issued by Bank of America and it has an RFID chip. I use it mostly when I am at Target doing my shopping because I don't want to give my card to a random stranger, and I want to be able to hold it and just tap the reader and be done with it. In seconds, I will get a transaction complete, and it is just a lot easier to handle. In 2018, only 3% of credit cards had the RFID chip, but now that we are experiencing a pandemic, more people are searching for that contactless pay, so they are trying to implement the RFID chip into their credit cards. And I got this by Stephanie Walden by Forbes in 2020. Now that we have looked at how the RFID chips can be convenient, we can see how they can cause skepticism in some people. So we live in a day and age where anything can get traced back to us, and we are always worried about, oh, that FBI agent in my phone is watching me or listening to me, and they know what I want and what I don't want. And we often think that the RFID chips can do more harm than they do good. But our cell phones are already tracking us. It's really not that different having a card that's being able to use the information, and it's only happening when you're making a transaction. But some people are still concerned about how that does affect them. Some people fear that they will get their information taken from them by anyone with a card reader or be tracked when they are making purchases. And not only that, but with the information, they can get more closely targeted when they are making purchases while they are at the store. I got this information by Dehus 2009. Although it does cause some concerns for some people, we are not going to stop using the RFID chip. It is becoming more relevant in our society, especially because of the coronavirus, and we are only advancing more and more as time goes on. So it's better to just start using the RFID chip and getting used to it because it's not going anywhere. It can cause some skepticism in some people, but as we can see that the consumer contact is a lot less. It is only at 87 million, where you can see that the website and phone calls are at the two highest, at 227,000 for the website and 429 million, for the phone calls, which means that people are falling for the scams and getting their information taken, or going onto those sites that have viruses, getting their information taken. So the possibility of getting your information taken is less when you're using the RFID chip than when you are on your computer or getting calls from a random person. In summary, overall, the credit cards are a big part of our life, and it is relevant in many ways, and it is the main form that we make payments. It is important to know how the RFID chip functions, how they are convenient, and how they can cause skepticism in our society today. Now that we are familiar with the RFID chip, we can check to see if we have one and start implementing it into our daily use when we go to the store, because it is getting more relevant to use it now. The RFID chip can lessen contact with one step, so it's useful to use, but if there is still some skepticism, there are RFID blockers that make sure that the card won't be able to get read, and it will make those people feel at ease. And I got this information from Frank 2017 by Forbes. Thank you.